The Giants and Dodgers have been rivals for over a century. Magical moments on both sides have provided memories that last a lifetime.
And he hits one high to the left field and deep. Hollingsworth is back at the wall. It is out of here, and this one is over.
A newcomer to the rivalry wasted no time making his mark last month when he came within 1 out of a no-hitter. Matt Moore takes the ball in the final game of the series next. One more night here at Dodger Stadium, at least during the regular season, as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series, Giants and Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants have a chance to take 2 out of 3, and that's after the disaster on Monday. And they'd feel pretty good if they can do that. And Matt Moore, who had a pretty good outing the last time he was here, is on the mound.
Well, he's had 2 really strong outings against the Dodgers this year, one in a Rays uniform, the other one with the Giants, 1 out away from a no-hitter. It all figures to be about pitching tonight because the opponent for Matt Moore will be the right-hander Kenta Maeda, who has had an outstanding year for these Dodgers. The big key tonight might be at the shortstop position. Brandon Crawford out with an injury. A-Ray Adrianza is going to assume the responsibility of being the shortstop behind Matt Moore, and if he has a good night, I think this team will have a good night.
Catch the ball. That's his job.
Catch the ball.
Catch the ball. All right, should be fun as the Giants head to San Diego after this game. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN various studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
One more night here in Los Angeles. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The Admission Street Boardwalk is open this weekend. Very nice 76 degrees here at the yard. Winds are light, humidity at 71%, and it is, as always, hazy. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. Facing Kenta Maeda, we'll do it quickly. It'll be Span, Pagan, and Posey. Hunter Pence will be the cleanup hitter. Then Belt, then Nunez, who's been hot, followed by Panik, Adrianza, and Matt Moore.
On the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be the right-hander, a rookie. That's right, Kenta Maeda is a rookie. He is 28 years old, 6'1", 175-pounder, out of Osaka, Japan. And this is what he has done in his maiden campaign. 29 starts, 15-9 with a 3.24 ERA. How's he do it? You're going to see exceptional command with a fastball that averages right around 90. Curveball, slider, changeup, all are good pitches. And again, you won't see many mistakes out over the middle of the plate. His command is to the corners, and he'll do that with all 4 of his pitches.
So here's Span, and the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and Span takes outside for a ball. So we get started at 7:10.
Maeda has never lost to the Dodgers. He's faced them twice, 2-0 with a lifetime ERA of 3.00.
Span hitting .261.
I think I said never lost to the Dodgers. He never has lost to the Giants.
He's never lost to the Dodgers either.
Well, I'd say that I'm accurate, but he's not 2-0.
You are accurate. You're like 2-0 already.
There goes my perfect game.
We've got 2 pitches, and Mike's 2-0. And that's a close pitch. Manny Gonzalez, who's the home plate umpire, said, you know what? You're going to have to make sure that that's a little better. Buckner, Reynolds, Colbrith from first to third.
And Manny Gonzalez is a good pitcher's umpire. He's got width on both sides of the plate normally. Low ball guy.
And you can't believe it.
Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively behind Maeda tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Kendrick, Hernandez, and Puig. Great arms in center and in right. Seager and Turner on the left side of the infield. Culberson and Gonzalez on the right side. Carlos Ruiz, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Angel Pagan. Pagan got in the game last night and went 0 for 1. That's 5 straight out of the strike zone. It's 1 ball and no strikes. He's 2 for 5 lifetime against Maeda, and he's hitting .271 on the year. With Buster Posey chalking up on deck. And this is lifted down the left field line, and that'll be out of play.
Mentioned the 2 starts that Maeda has had against San Francisco, and here's what he has done. Back in April, very solid 7 innings with 4 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts. And then in August, a 5-run outing, or a 5-inning outing, and he really should have lost that ball game. As it turned out, he winds up doing the 5 and fly and getting a victory. But nevertheless, he's a quality arm, and he definitely knows how to pitch.
1-1 to Pagan. Pagan rolls it foul. It's 1-2. Giants lost on Monday 2-1. They won last night 2-0.
Brandon Crawford, a dislocated pinky on his left hand last night, puts him on the shelf today. Maybe tomorrow. He's day to day. But he definitely was in some discomfort today with his finger.
Well, if there was going to be any discomfort, it would be today. Crawford checking in with Adrianza. 1-2 to Pagan. Posey on deck. And that's going to go to the backstop. That's got to be a pass ball.
Well, it was way inside. I mean, it's a breaking ball. Normally on a slow curveball, you have plenty of time to react to it. And Ruiz just did not get much of a body slide towards the outside part of the plate. And a pitch like that, you're right. And they did indeed rule it a pass ball.
So free 90 feet.
Yeah, 2 free gifts.
Down the right field line, that'll be a base hit. Span froze, and he got a late start. And here's the throw home, and it is not in time. And now Pagan will go down to second. A very poor read by Denard Span. He still managed to score.
And it does give you an idea of the strength of the arm in right field with Puig. I mean, he almost pulled it off. Line drive, you're taught to freeze on a line drive, but he made sure this thing hit the ground, and that's the flat foot start he gets. Roberto Kelly sending him in, and he's digging, and they almost get him. Ruiz cannot hang on to the ball, but this is an amazing throw from Puig, who's got one of the best arms in the National League.
Well, that can't be an error on Puig, can it?
No. It's an error on Carlos Ruiz, the catcher.
Having a tough first inning.
Pass ball in an air. Yep, he is.
And here's Buster Posey.
What a throw from Puig. Wow.
Buster 1 for 6 lifetime against Maeda. And the first pitch is down low. Maeda is one of those guys where if he gets into a rhythm and he starts throwing strikes, that's when he gets good.
Well, and with him, it's anything, anytime. He is not predictable to any pitch.
And a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Buster last night went 2 for 4. He hit a ball, is it the 8th or 9th, that we thought was going to go out, and it was caught in front of the wall in right field.
A little more carry in the ballpark tonight than there was last night.
Actually, Hernandez and Nunez hit balls that we thought were going to go late. There's a bouncing ball to Seager. Seager's throw is in time.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. And number 1, Adrianza, get comfortable. He's replacing a Gold Glove shortstop. It is within his skill set. He just needs to get some confidence early in this game. And number 2, the 1-2 spots in the lineup. And already we've heard from Denard Span and Angel Pagan. They are the keys. And those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Here's Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence 1 for 6 in this series. Giants last night had 11 hits and they scored 2 runs. And both runs came on home runs. Low. 1 ball and no strikes.
This has always been a ballpark that does not give you a lot of carry at night. Much easier to hit home runs here during the daytime than at night.
Maeda at the belt. And Pence takes low. Same spot. 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield straight away. Dodgers, very similar to the Cardinals. They do not shift a lot. Belt on deck. And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Very fair infield speed-wise. Not too fast, not too slow. Say the same thing for the gaps in the outfield.
Tried to run that one in and missed. Well, Pence can lean on one here if he likes it. Remember, he likes that pitch up, and if it can be where he wanted it, it would be belt high and away.
Yeah, he got a good pitch. Maeda came after him with a 3-1 fastball challenge. They set the target away. It winds up going middle in. Boy, that's the kill zone right there, and he just missed an opportunity.
Three and two. Got him.
Perfect slider outside corner at the knees. And that's the type of command that you expect from Maeda. We've seen it a lot this year. He never really seems to admit to a count, a 2-0 or a 3-1 or a 3-2, where he just says, I have to throw this at the middle of the plate. He'll always aim for a corner, and that time it was perfect.
Well, here's Belt. We've seen Belt go on these home run rampages, so we'll see if the one he hit last night leads to many more. And if that were true, it couldn't come at a better time. Overshift is on now for Belt. This was the home run last night. Went into right center field on a tough night to hit home runs.
Yeah, it came to a 2-strike count. And it turned a 1-0 ball game into a 2-0 ball game. And boy, I know one thing. Giants bullpen appreciated that swing of the bat.
It felt like 10 runs. Low. Pagan started to go. No reason to take any chances if you're Angel Pagan. All right, we have a meeting about something. Ruiz has got out the card to go over the scouting report.
Well, it also is an idea that he can point to, and it's interpreted in Japanese for Maeda.
So they got 3 different languages on the card?
Well, they could. They could have Spanish to English, English to Japanese. It is an international game. So if you have a thought as a catcher, go out there and point your finger at it.
Belt takes outside. Belt's home run, by the way, was his 16th of the year. Giants don't have anybody with 20 or more, but they got a log jam of around 16, 12, 11. Three and one.
Be very, very careful. He's got a place to put Belt. You saw a 3-1 challenge to Hunter Pence with a fastball. It's just one thing you really can't count on when you're facing Maeda, because he'll throw all of his pitches at any count.
Belt fouls it back.
And a fastball challenge, 3-1.
Two outs, Giants with a run in. Maeda about ready to throw pitch number 24 of the first inning. He's at the Belt. And he throws to Belt. And Belt strikes out, and that'll end the inning. Giants on top 1-0. Matt Moore coming up. Matt Moore looks like this. It'll be Kendrick in the leadoff spot, followed by Seager, Turner, and then Adrian Gonzalez. You see his numbers against lefties, followed by Puig, Ruiz, and Kike Hernandez. The former Giant, Charlie Culberson, will hit 8th and Maeda 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Matt Moore, the lefty, 6'3", 210-pounder. Moore, 27 years old. Comes into this one 11-11 with a 4.06 ERA, 161 strikeouts against 69 walks. When you take your at-bats against Matt Moore, you're going to see a fastball that can go low to high 90s. We've seen him at times go 96, 97, but you'll see 92 to 94 a lot. He's got a big curveball, a cutter, and a changeup. Lifetime against the Dodgers, 2-1.
Strike to Kendrick, hitting .266, 8 home runs. He's got 38 runs batted in. He's got the most lifetime at bats of any of these Dodgers against Matt Moore. And look out. Brought your glove. And shot into the second level.
Matt Moore against the Dodgers lifetime 2-0 as a Giant.
It's enough to get you a raise, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I should say 2 games here at Dodger Stadium. One was with the Rays, and he was 6 2/3, and the other one was with the Giants when he was 1 out away from a no-hitter. And Matt Moore this year was 2-0 against the Dodgers. What's significant about that is that it happened after the All-Star break. There has not been another left-handed pitcher that has beaten the Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium in the second half.
Panic. Can't get it.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Adrianza and Nunez on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt on the right side. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Seager. Remember, Seager was the Dodger that broke up Matt Moore's no-hitter. And the first pitch misses, 1 ball and no strikes.
It was on an inside fastball. It was the pitch they wanted to make. Jammed him, and he kind of fisted it out in the outfield. Clean base hit all the way.
So it's 1 ball and no strikes. And a call strike. Seager 1 for 6 in his career against Matt Moore. Kendrick, 10 steals. Swinging a tapper foul. That got Buster Posey. It's 1-2.
I think I may have hit him on the fingertip of his glove hand.
Mets lost. They just lost against the Atlanta Braves on an unbelievable play to end the game. Yoenis Cespedes hit one out, and it would have won the game, but Ender Inciarte pulled it back in for the final out. Ouch.
Hanyu Ender. Had a babe.
1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to Adrianza. He's got that one, and not in time.
All right, time now for our greater coverage of baseball. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. And August 25th against the Dodgers, Matt Moore, 1 out away from a no-hitter. And this was the fastball. Well, that whole night he was absolutely splendid with 7 strikeouts. A career high 133, and that was pitch number 133. A fastball that very cleanly got hit to right field, so he had to settle for getting 1 out away from a complete game. The Giants would go on to win that ball game.
Here's Turner. Turner hitting .270. 27 home runs, 86 driven in. And he takes low.
See the 26 outs that Matt Moore got, and the 1 hit allowed was the fastball in on Corey Seager. A lot of cutters that night. It's the first time he had ever thrown that pitch.
Yeah, the pitch that was hit for hit may have been the best pitch he threw all night.
Well, they had jammed him 2 other times and hit little weak ground balls to second baseman. This time they jammed him again, but got a little loft under it and got the knock. But Matt Moore could not have been better.
Seager with his lead. Turner takes a strike. It's 1-2. You see the wild card as it stands right now. Obviously waiting on the completion of this game. Cardinals lost, Mets lost. Mets played, or the Braves played the Mets tough.
Swept them. Which, you know, kind of gives credibility to an argument when people say, well, you're playing a team that's way under 500, should be an easy series. Think again. And the Braves coming into New York. They swept the Mets in New York. Gives you an idea how hard it is to win a game when you're contending in the month of September. Regardless of what the record is that the team has you're playing.
Last pitch was 94 on the inside corner. Well, not on the corner, but just off the corner. Two and two. And that time Turner goes around. Snap throw to first. Not in time. Well, look, I've made the call that he went around, and C.B. Buckner disagrees.
Well, he's disagreeing just to be argumentative. Breaking ball. Let's take a look. Did he go around? Yeah, it's 50-50. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It's the gray area out there.
So 3 and 2. Now we'll see if Seager goes. He does. Ball 4.
This baseman number 23, Adrian Gonzalez.
So here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .283. 17 home runs, 83 driven in. Seager and Turner are your base runners. And Matt Moore goes after Gonzalez. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Grant scored a run in the top of this inning. And Moore trying to come up with an early shutdown inning. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Right across the letters with 94. See the numbers against Moore, hasn't done a whole lot. Only 3 strikeouts, so he usually puts it in play.
Off the plate, 2-1. Not a sellout tonight, although still a very, very good crowd.
Well, last night was Vince Scully bobblehead night, so that explained the sellout.
And that's a base hit. They're going to wave in Seager, and it's a tie ball game. So the Giants' lead didn't last for very long.
How many times over the years have we seen it with Adrian Gonzalez hitting off a left-handed pitcher going to left field? And not a bad pitch. I mean, it's right out there in the outside corner. Hits it off the end of the bat. Look at the head stay still. Just has always had a dynamic approach to left field against everybody, but against lefties, as strong a front shoulder as there is in the game.
Here's Yasiel Puig hitting .254. 10 home runs, 40 driven in. Turner and Gonzalez are your base runners. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Pitcher behind the count. I mean, he just has not locked into his rhythm yet. He's still trying to find it.
Struck well. Span back. Gone.
Try to go inside with it. It leaks right out of the middle of the plate, right at the knees. And as soon as Puig made contact, he knew it was going. Takes on right center. Just really right side of straightaway center, and it backspins it right out. Much more carry tonight, but I don't think it would have made a difference last night. He probably would have turned it around regardless of what the conditions were like. That ball was crushed.
So, well, Moore's going to have to settle down. And the hitter will be Ruiz. Hitting .250 overall. Ruiz, 3 home runs, 12 driven in. Those are his combined numbers with the Dodgers and with the Phillies. 2 balls and no strikes. He's 3 for 19 with the Dodgers. So it'll be the 10th game that he's been in. On the ground towards the hole and a base hit. It was a terrific effort by Adrianza.
Take a look at the range from Adrianza going to his right. Guys, he's got a good arm. You know, to play like that, even though he doesn't get the out, that may relax him. Get him into the game, get him a good feel.
So here's Hernandez. Hernandez hitting under 200. And a strike, and it's 0-1. In the dirt, blocked by Buster Posey. So 5 runs have been scored here in the first inning. And that pitch is high to him.
Just doesn't have command of that fastball yet. You watch where Posey sets the target, and you watch how many times he catches the ball between his knees, and he just hasn't been consistent to do that yet.
Two and two.
That'd be a good mistake. They set the outside target. The best pitch that Matt Moore has to get a ground ball is his breaking ball, the curveball. If you're going to classify what type of pitcher is, he's a fly ball strikeout guy. But he does get ground balls with the curve. So Posey calling a changeup, anything to just give him a different field. Because right now, I don't think they can absolutely 100% count on the fastball and get in the strike zone. You've seen Moore have bouts of wildness, and it's usually reflected in the fastball.
And on the ground, Nunez is going to knock it down. His throw to first is offline. So that'll be a hit for Hernandez. Really did not have a chance to set his feet once he knocked it down.
Well, Kike Hernandez isn't going to give you a lot of time. He knew he had to get up and get a throw off. And as we've seen him use the one hop a lot, this time it takes Belt off the bag.
So here's Culberson. It's limited damage time now for Matt Moore. Culberson hitting .245. He's playing tonight instead of Chase Utley. No balls and 1 strike.
That's first pitch changeup. That's the first time he's thrown that off-speed pitch to start off like that. Matt Cain, Josh Osich, red alert. Let's get going and get going in a hurry.
Center field. Span on the move, and Span's going to make the catch. Kike Hernandez is going to have to retouch second and go back to first. 2 outs.
Kike Hernandez was a third of the way to third base. Charlie Culberson gave that one a ride.
Pitcher number 18, Kenta Maeda.
So here's Maeda.
See Hernandez get about a third of the way. Now you got to go back, retouch. His read from first base was that was going to get by Span, and he had visions of scoring from first base.
Here's Maeda, 6 for 53. Does have a home run this year. And he takes a strike. Foul out of play. It's now 0-2. Well, you've been here, Mike, where you have a rough first inning, and I guess after a while now you just kind of go pitch by pitch, hitter by hitter, believe what you got out there, knowing you got a full bullpen.
Well, this will be pitch number 35. He didn't have to save anything here. It's the one thing about September when you've got 15 guys in your bullpen. You don't have to worry about eating innings up.
That's a foul ball.
But you do have to worry about keeping your team in a game. And he's still looking for rhythm. He's analyzing every pitch that he's making, trying to make small little tweaks in his mechanics to get that release point out front to where he can rely on it.
And a base hit. Throw is going to go to third, and Hernandez is going to be tagged out, and that last hit hurts. It ends up being a 5-run first inning. It's 5-1 Dodgers.
Do you buy AAA? What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details.
It's called Second Chance Special Event, and the package includes an opportunity to choose from one of our 2016 special event items and a ticket to the Rockies game. sfgiants.com/special events. (5-1) Dodgers.
Ought to be a pretty good game.
Should be a pretty good game. I agree. Nunez to lead things off.
All right, time now for Togo's big play the Togo's way. And last night, Eduardo Nunez hit a home run off Rich Hill, his 16th of the season. He's hit 4 with the Giants, 12 with the Twins, and this, for the longest time, that was the difference in the game. So we could look back and say they didn't really need the second home run, but
made us all feel a little better.
yeah, it did.
Just fouls it out of play.
I mean, he's on everything right now.
One and two.
Guys locked in. You don't see a lot of reach in his swing, and that's kind of where he's been. Wow.
2-2.
That's a break right there. I thought that was a swing. So did Maeda.
Panic, and then Adrianza. And he got him anyway.
So that's third strikeout in a row now for Maeda, who seemed to have found his rhythm.
Second baseman number 12, Joe Panic.
Here's Joe Panic at 242. He's got a home run lifetime against Maeda. 10 on the year, 58 runs batted in. Giants in the hole quickly. It's 5-1 Dodgers.
Yeah, chip away, chip away. If you're going to give up 5, give it up in the first. Give your team a chance to come back. Panic really not happy with the way things have gone this year. I mean, he's had to deal with some injuries, concussion. Minor league career, he was a .295 lifetime hitter.
Shoots this one on the ground to Seager. And that'll bring up Adrianza.
At the big league level, Panic coming into the season a .309 hitter this season and a half. So to be hitting .242 this deep in the season, very perplexing.
Big curveball to Adrianza for a call strike.
We saw Maeda do that his last outing in San Francisco, where he would use that big curveball to take strike one out. And when he would throw it, nobody ever swung at it on a first pitch. Follows it up with a changeup. So he's basically throwing the kitchen sink up there.
Low 1-2. For Maeda, his 30th start. Down the right field line, hit well. Adrianza hits it out of here. And it's 5-2.
That was not a mistake from Maeda's perspective. He put him to sleep with a lot of off-speed stuff, and then he went in on the hands. And that's how the Dodgers are trying to get after Adrianza. They're trying to jam him with hard stuff at the belt. And he just beat the scout report. See the target? I mean, that's right to the glove. And he stays inside it beautifully. It hits his second home run of the year, and that's a big swing of the bat for that Giants dugout.
Here's Matt Moore, who takes a strike. Coming to you from Coors Field here in Los Angeles.
Kind of feels that way.
Rockies did do a number on the Cardinals today.
11-1. They beat St. Louis.
Arenado, a grand slam. And this little pop-up is out of play. For whatever reason, down by 3 sounds a whole lot better than down by 4. I have no idea why.
Why is that? And they're cranking up the pitch count for Maeda. So with the start that both pitchers have had this game, it figures it's going to be an early bullpen game tonight.
And fouled into the glove of Ruiz. So Adrianza hits his 2nd of the year, and it's bye-bye baby right down the right field line. Dodgers coming up. It's 5-2 LA.
Giants baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hey, what's hot? Delivered by Domino's. Want the hottest Bay Area sports news? Head to csnbayarea.com right now and see what's hot. Delivered by Domino's.
Top of the order for the Dodgers. Kendrick, who opened up the 1st inning with a base hit, past Panic. He's going to look at a strike. Seager, Turner. I got Buster again. I don't know if it was on the glove again or maybe the right knee. Maybe just above the knee.
Let's see where he got him. Oh, right in the foot.
So I was like 0 for 4 on body parts. Whatever it was, it hurt. And remember, it's late September for a catcher.
Chikoff wants the fastball in.
Look out. So back in the stretch for Matt Moore.
Well, and he did it to himself. I mean, we talked about the fastball problems that he's having. And they set up inside. I mean, they've got good intent. This is not intentional at all. The last thing he wanted to do is put himself back in the stretch and start an inning. Especially when you have a little count leverage going in his favor. So, back to the stretch. Matt Cain is back up in the Giants bullpen.
Didn't take long, did it?
Well, his leash is going to be short.
The 42nd pitch for Matt Moore. Seager hits it high and foul down the left field line and out of play.
They have not seen a lot of curveballs. It's just been trying to find the release from the fastball. A few changeups. You get 42 pitches into an outing and you still are looking for rhythm. Comes a point in time where it gets a little late, and that's why Matt Cain is up
low.
If you can't throw the curveball or the changeup across the plate, they're going to sit back on you on the fastball, and he hasn't been really locating the fastball or the cutter. So right now, there's really nothing he can rely upon.
And that was a healthy rip, and Seager's upset and do more with it.
He's asking plate umpire Andy Gonzalez if that pitch was up. Doesn't matter. It was a good pitch to hit.
Two and two. Up the middle and a base hit. And they're going to run on Span, and making it is Kendrick. So they'll take a look at it in the Giants clubhouse.
Not a bad location. Seager just went down there and beat it. And it almost hits Matt Moore. And this is that example you're talking about where they're going to challenge Denard Span. Take a look here if there's an opening. I do believe he beat it back into the base. Yeah, he's safe.
So this is a short outing for Matt Moore. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change in Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Numbers for Matt Cain, 4-8 with a 5.56 ERA. It's the 4th time he's come out of the bullpen. 70 strikeouts against 32 walks. What you're going to see from Cain is a low 90s fastball. He's got a curveball, a changeup, and a cutter. And right now, he's just trying to bring some calm into this game for Bruce Bochy.
Number 10, Justin.
He inherits a strikeout situation. Giants leave their middle infielders back at double play depth. They'll give up a run to get 2 outs. It's all about minimize at this point.
Turner drew a walk in the first and eventually scored. Tapped on the ground, foul. Gonzalez on deck. It's 5-2 Dodgers. This is lined into center field. Span got a good jump. He's going to make the catch. And scoring is Kendrick. And the Dodgers get the run back.
So a nice situational at bat from Turner's perspective. And the free gift at 90 feet by way of the hit batsman comes around and it haunts Matt Moore.
Number 23, Adrian Gonzalez.
Gonzalez singled in the first inning, hit a nice line drive to left. Those two guys have been going at it a lot over the years. Gonzalez has 77 at bats against Matt Cain. He's also got 5 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs lifetime. And he rolls this one foul. 0-2. Just outside, 1-2.
Paralysis fastball.
92 miles an hour.
Just missed.
Yeah, a
But
little tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
fastball in, sets up soft stuff away. So even though you don't get the strike, it does set up the next pitch.
Which is out of play.
Comes back with a fastball in the outside corner.
And Cain will go full to Adrian Gonzalez. See if Seager takes off. He does. Lifted out to Pagan. And here's Puig. We got a pitch down, and, which would lead you to believe that he's more of a low ball hitter than high ball hitter.
Well, especially down and in. I mean, the idea was to put that fastball at the belt or above, not to let him drop that bat head down on the inside location. That's just a mistake. He did not get the fastball to the location he intended, and that really was his downfall tonight. Fastball command was not good.
Wings 5 for 14 in his career against Matt Cain. Had a home run, and Cain was going to throw this one away.
Well, sloppy play right now, and it's reflected on the scoreboard.
Yeah, this might be a case of a guy not being out there for a while.
Still think that Brandon Belt was expecting a throw over with Seager. Wasn't a great throw.
First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. I don't know, you might ask Brandon Belt, and he might tell you he should have caught it, or at least slowed it down. Outside.
Well, assume nothing. Don't assume that that pitcher's not going to throw over because it's a 6-2 game. And his toes were pointing to the catcher. I mean, he really wasn't in a great position to take the throw from the pitcher.
Check swing, 1 and 2.
So the Giants need to kick it into a higher gear than what they're showing right now.
Pagan moving back, and Pagan is going to make the catch in front of the wall, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run, or make that the Dodgers pick up a run. We played 2. There's a nice play by Pagan. It's 6-2 LA.
Right in the sweet spot.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Giants have work to do. It's 6-2 Dodgers as Span stands in. And he takes outside for a ball. Span drew a walk to open up the game. He eventually scored on a Pagan base hit. And a strike. Pagan and then Posey and then Pence and then Belt. And tight. And was it a foul? It's 1-2.
Check the swing, cut a piece. Dodgers bunch the gaps against Span, give him the lines on both sides of the field. Pretty straight away in the infield.
Just outside, 2-2.
Pretty good pitch right there. Tried to wrap around that curveball in the outside corner. Did not miss by much. That's a nice feel with that curveball.
And he hooks this one foul.
So he backed it up with a changeup. So he's pretty soft with Span with a lot of off-speed stuff. No gloves, no catch.
And another 2-2 pitch to Span. Span is going to pop one into center field for Hernandez. Check out our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. It's brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Least team errors this season in the major leagues. Nationals with 68, the Giants with 70. Tigers, Astros, Dodgers.
Brewers with the most errors at 125. Ouch. That's a lot of extra pitches. Pitching through a lot of errors.
Pagan. Pagan had a base hit in the first, hit a line drive over the head of Gonzalez. And he shoots one softly to Gonzalez, 2 outs.
Another good at bat. Remember, he had the base hit that scored Span back in the first inning. So Maeda's not fooling Pagan, but it ends up being a big league hang with him.
Here's Buster. Buster Posey bounced out to short in that first inning. Call strike.
He was not looking fastball middle in.
And it's low.
Ruiz wanted to go back in there with that fastball again. Figuring the Posey got up there not looking fastball in. Then it goes back in. And Maeda shook off to get to that changeup. Changeup in could be a dangerous pitch.
Posey shoots it foul. And the pitch. And Buster Posey rolls this one foul.
Fastball changeup, fastball changeup. So pitching Posey north and south with the variance of speeds.
Posey strikes out, and that'll end the inning. So a fly ball, soft line drive, strikeout, and Matt Cain coming back out.
Week tickets for the series are starting for as low as $9. So check out the dynamic deal page for more information. Go to sfgiants.com/dynamic deals.
So Ruiz on the first pitch shoots it foul.
Tommy Lasorda.
Tommy's here. It's always great to see Tommy. Sometimes.
Well, he's still full of vinegar.
Yeah. You know the thing about Lasorda is he thinks we forget about the stuff he yelled at us about.
Off at the top step of his dugout when he was managing the Dodgers.
He thinks we forgot that.
He'll make a trip to the broadcast booth once or twice a year, and he lights it up.
On the ground, that'll be a base hit. So Ruiz, who had 3 hits in a Dodger uniform coming into this game, now has 2 in this game.
Number 14, Kike Hernandez.
Dave Fleming is on assignment, so John Miller will be in innings 4, 5, and 6. I'll head over to the radio side. And the pitch is in tight to Kike Hernandez.
Yeah, you saw that hit down the line from Ruiz, and that's something he does really well. He goes to the right, and he's really a line-to-line guy. Hits it all over the place. Had a nice career with the Phillies.
And a strike.
And Ruiz is the guy that, I mean, if you don't check him, he will roll into a lead. And he's got pretty good speed for a catcher. You don't see a lot of stolen bases from catchers in September, but Ruiz can do it if you don't pay attention to him.
And that's going to go off Buster Posey, and it's going to roll to the backstop.
So a wild pitch from Kane and another gift of 90 feet.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Could break a ball there.
Is that the one he had when he broke in?
Yeah, a little harder. I mean, he was basically a two-pitch guy when he showed up to the big leagues when he was 20 years old, over 10 years ago. It was a mid to high 90s fastball that he threw a lot across the chest, and then the big curveball. One of the greatest things that happened to Matt Cain was Matt Morris.
He got him.
Really accelerated his learning curve, taught him to cut fastball, change up.
Charlie Culberson.
Here's Culberson.
So many things that get passed down to this game that are passed on from an older player to a younger player, and you're really lucky if you're a younger player and you have a guy who's willing to take the time. And Matt Cain was lucky.
Culberson takes a strike.
He also had a pretty good couple of pitching coaches. Dave Righetti, who's just a fantastic teacher. And to say the same about Mark Gardner. They will make you better.
Slowly hit. Adrianza is going to have to make a tough play, and he's not going to be able to do it. Well, the ground attack is working for the Dodgers. That's the third infield hit of the game.
Well, and I don't know if anybody in the league can make this play. Culberson runs well. There was no backswing on the swing. He got out of the box beautifully.
Yeah, that might be one, Mike, where you need to barehand it. Because when you go after a ball with two hands, try running really hard with both your hands touching the ground. It's hard to do. So here's Maeda, who knocked in a run off of Matt Moore in the first inning. Maybe he bunts here, maybe not.
I would be surprised if he doesn't.
By the way, just checking, Matt Cain and Dave Roberts were teammates in 2007 and 2008 with the Giants. As Josh Osich. Runner started to go, and it's a called strike. Watching from the dugout when the Dodgers were taking batting practice, Dave Roberts and Matt Cain had a very nice conversation. And I thought, yeah, you know, I do think that they were teammates.
Well, both good guys.
Swinging and missing after the bluff of a bunt, and it's 0-2.
And you play a couple seasons with somebody, especially somebody as personable as Cain and Roberts. I mean, you can develop a relationship that will last a lifetime. But it is a weird thing, though. You know, you've been around this game a long time when guys you play with turn into managers.
And coaches. Pitch out, throw to first, and just getting back is Culberson. Giants thinking maybe the Dodgers are going to put on something tricky.
Well, you could do that with Maeda. I mean, he's got that kind of bat control. Unlikely, though, with a couple of strikes on him.
Third inning already. It's 6-2 Dodgers.
So, a little problem right here. Now you have to go back and talk to an interpreter. And one thing about whatever language you speak, bunt is pretty self-explanatory, or don't bunt is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think they really need the interpreter there.
What's killing me in Spanish or in whatever?
In Japanese?
Jeez. And the 1-2. And he bunted it foul.
So there was the word, bunt. We need to learn that.
The fielder, Howie Kendrick.
So here's Kendrick. Kendrick has been on base twice. The downfall for Matt Moore in the second inning as he got ahead of him and he hit him. And that led off the second. A strike and it's 0-1. It'd be nice to see Matt Cain get into a good rhythm. Watch him be Matt Cain.
No, you're right. They could use him.
Get out to right, Hunter Pence. Now going back, and it's over his head. And Culberson is going to score. And now they got Kendrick hung up, and he's tagged out. John Miller will be in. It's 8-2 Dodgers.
AT&T Park. Your special event will include a Giants Sharks teal cap and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Rockies. So tickets, you can get them right now at sfgiants.com/special events. Good looking lid. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that. It is 8-2 Dodgers. We're in the top of the fourth, and here to tell you all about it is John Miller.
And not able to tell you what I'd like to be telling you about it. It's been bad for the Giants so far tonight. The curveball is high and tight to Hunter Pence from Maeda. Pence struck out looking his first time.
Well, they definitely played better than they've played tonight. That's for sure.
Called a strike, 1-1.
Ballpark completely different tonight than it was last night, just in the carry that you're seeing in fly balls.
It's like a magic trick. Pence right to the shortstop. Seager. One away. And Brandon Belt will come up. Dodgers with a 5-run first inning. Another run in the second. All of those runs were charged to the starter, Matt Moore. And then 2 in the third on a ball that just would not come down. That ended up flying over the head of right fielder Hunter Pence off the bat of Kendrick in the third inning. Giants with single runs in the first and second. Adrianza with a home run in the second. Brandon Belt struck out his first time, and it's ball 1. The other part of it is it's kind of discouraging. It looked like Maeda was vulnerable in that first inning. Not throwing that many strikes. He was behind everybody.
Well, he's found his rhythm since the first. Much different guy now. He's got his weapons and he's carving up that strike zone. But you're right. They had plenty of opportunity in the first inning.
And Maeda got through it.
Well, you got to strike out of Pence and you got to strike out of Belt and minimize the damage.
And then the Dodgers came up and scored 5 in the first. Center field, Kike Hernandez. He's got it. Well done.
Just a little lazy fly ball, and it hangs up. Kike Hernandez is really more of an infielder than an outfielder. I mean, he's a utility player, but one thing I think he does very well is come in on a ball. I don't think going back is his strength as an outfielder, but coming in definitely is one, and he showed it there.
Here is Eduardo Nunez, who struck out his first time. 8-2, the Dodgers lead, and there's ball 1. The thing that's kind of stunning about the way this one has gone is in the last 4 games in this ballpark between the Giants and the Dodgers had scored only 1 run against Giants starting pitchers in the 4 games combined, and 3 runs total in those 4 games.
And every pitch, the first 2 games of this series, has just been a grind with drama on every pitch.
And the same the last 2 games of the series here back in August. The Dodgers won one of those games 1-0 over Johnny Cueto, and then Matt Moore had the almost no-hitter the next night. But the point being, the Giants starting pitchers had just been lights out in 4 straight games in this park against the Dodgers in their home park. And it's 3-1 now to Nunez, but not tonight. Moore was not around very long. He got only 3 outs of the 11 hitters he faced.
Yeah, he really struggled with the fastball command. Nothing was easy for him tonight.
And that's ball 4. So the second walk allowed by Maeda. Giants get a base runner with 2 down in the inning, and Joe Panic will come up.
3-2 curveball with a 6-run lead. That right there just gives you an idea that he thinks of his changeup, his curveball, his fastball, slider, cutter. They're all the same in his mind. I mean, the fastball is not a dominant pitch, a go-to pitch in his mind in any situation or any count.
And you like that? It means he's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not that, but he can go to both sides of the plate with just about everything consistently.
Just off the outside, apparently. Ball 1.
If you take a look at the pie chart as to how he uses his pitches, I mean, fastball, but 42% of the time, that's low when you compare it to the rest of the league. Most every pitcher thinks off the fastball.
but Maeda does not.
58% of his pitches are other than a fastball. That is just foul.
Oh. Heads up, ball girl.
Hit hard by Joe Panic.
See, girls could pull off the double flap helmet. The guys, I don't think so.
I wore one when I was in Little League.
12?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kids and chicks, they could do it.
I bought a souvenir helmet at Candlestick, and it was real shiny. It had the SF. It was black.
Yeah.
And I wanted to wear it in the Little League. They said, well, it's not really that much protection. It's just.
But it looked good.
I thought it looked great. Willie Mays wore it. Come on. That's called strike. 1-2 now to Joe Panic. Of course, when Willie Mays started, he didn't wear any helmet at all. The use of batting helmets came in later on. And guys like Willie Mays, who played before helmets were mandatory, they were sort of grandfathered in. They could wear a lining inside of their regular baseball cap.
It's the first helmet I had in Little League was one of those liners.
And that drops low. Pretty good eye there by Joe Panic. A lot of the Giants have been swinging at that one. 2-2 the count.
Now baseball, the world of baseball has gotten a whole lot smarter in how they protect its players. Especially in the little leagues.
2-2 the count. 2 down. Going back is Puig. What a play!
Wow.
Somebody call a cop. Joe Panic just got robbed.
California coming off their amazing run last year, the Stanley Cup. Western Conference champion Sharks going to be back on the ice October 15th. The home of the authentic Sharks fan is right here. Well, right there on CSN California.
Dodgers 8, Giants 2. As we go to the last of the fourth inning, pitching change for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Josh Osich, the new pitcher now for the Giants. 57th time that he's come in, 1-3 with a 4.59 ERA. See mid to high 90s with velocity, All two-seam fastballs. He's got a good slider, more of a cutter, and a changeup. Whoa.
Seager has hit into a force play and singled. He's 1 for 2. Matt Cain went 2 innings, charged with 2 runs, 3 hits. He had 2 strikeouts. (2-0).
Osich does not lack for stuff. When he has problems, it's with command.
(3-0).
Right now, I mean, Osich is not thinking inside or outside. He's just thinking throw it in the middle of the strike zone.
And a foul ball.
And a 3-0 swing. There was a time baseball would take exception to that.
Because it's 8-2.
Yep.
They hit to right.
Let's take a look at the play by Yasiel Puig that ended it for the Giants at the top of the 4th. This is just 100% pure athleticism, and the degree of difficulty on this catch is about a 9.7. And I don't know how he got it. Joe Panik doesn't know how he got it. And this guy, I mean, he could pull off some catches that I don't think many people can pull off. And there was the reward when he got back to the Dodger dugout. Everybody appreciated that.
Justin Turner has walked and scored a run and hit a sacrifice fly to knock in a run. To the screen, strike 1. Dodgers have 11 hits in the game now. Giants have 2. And that one is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Turner with Adrian Gonzalez on deck. The Giants getting knocked around here 8-2, but the other 2 teams in the wild card battle with whom they were tied, there goes Seager. And not even a throw from Buster Posey. Such was the jump of Corey Seager. Now 8-2. Some people would take offense at that too, wouldn't they?
Well, in a different generation. What has stopped retaliation is what happens when the league finds you or suspends you.
So now runner at second with nobody out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Turner. The Rockies beat the Cardinals today 11-1 in Denver, and the Mets were beaten by Atlanta 4-3 in New York. Holding at second, Seager. Nunez throws out Turner. So 1 away. In that game in New York, did you see what happened? Yoenis Cespedes' last 2 at-bats in that one. He hit one to the left field wall that would have put them ahead in the 8th inning, that got caught with a leap by the left fielder. And then after the Braves had gone ahead of the 9th, Ender Inciarte, with a couple of men on, made a leaping grab in deep center that appeared to likely have robbed him of a 3-run walk-off homer to end the game. So Cespedes almost homered in consecutive innings in that game and came up a little bit short both times. The left fielder in the 8th inning didn't actually catch the ball. He just made a leap. The ball hit his glove and bounced away, and Cespedes got a double. It would have been at least at the top of the wall, if not a home run. but it appeared that Inciarte definitely robbed him of a homer in the ninth.
Yeah, there's Matt Kemp, who was playing left field. But the play by Inciarte that's one of the best catches. When you consider what was riding on it, it's one of the best catches we've seen. So the Braves go into New York and they sweep the Mets.
Yeah, you didn't see that one coming?
And, you know, I mean, I'm not surprised by it. Everybody says, you know, it's going to be an easy series for them because of their record going into it. It's not. You're playing against professionals that want to beat you. In the Braves' minds, that was their playoff scenario. And boy, did they take advantage of it.
Still 0-2 to Adrian Gonzalez. The Atlanta Braves have won 5 in a row. They'd won a couple even before they got to New York. And the Mets lose the entire series at home. And that's supposed to be their advantage over the Cardinals and the Giants here down the stretch is the schedule. But they just lost 3 parts of that advantage at home against the Braves. 4-3 the final of that game tonight. Atlanta 1-2 now to Gonzalez. Meanwhile, the Rockies just annihilated the Cardinals today. Nolan Arenado hit a grand slam in that one, and Tom Murphy, the rookie, very impressive, powerful hitter, hit a 3-run homer in that game. And you see the scores on the out-of-town scoreboard here in the outfield wall.
Well, the Mets have 10 games left. 7 of them are against Philadelphia and 3 against Miami. And I can tell you the Phillies are going to show up in those 7 games. I mean, it's not going to be anything close to a romp for the Mets. That is a rivalry, the Phillies and the Mets. The Phillies are a dangerous team.
And the Phillies have been one of the surprise teams in the rebuilding year this year. They've done fairly well in that role. There's a strikeout for Osich. That's all for Gonzalez. 2 down. Seager still at second. And Yasiel Puig will come up. He had the big hit first inning, a 3-run homer out into deep center toward right into the bleachers. And then he drove one deep to left field this last time, and Pagan made a pretty good catch on it, racing back onto the warning track and jumping to catch it before he got to the wall. High hop for Adrianza, and the inning is over. So Osich put it together in that inning. 1 hit, 1 left. On to the 5th. The Giants are down 8-2.
Acura Grand Slam giveaway on CSN. And Summer Ortiz, you will win an Acura MDX if a Giants player hits a Grand Slam this inning. Go to AcuraNorCalDealers.com for more information on how to enter. And Summer, they could use a Grand Slam right now. So I'm rooting for you.
Ehire Adrianza, who hit a home run his last time, right down the right field line. A soaring fly ball will lead off for the Giants, and then Jarrett Parker is in the on-deck circle to bat for Osich. Kenta Maeda curves him for a called strike. Interestingly, the home run by Adrianza, batting left-handed, was his second of the year, and he hit it right down the right field line. Back in April, his first home run of the year was also hit against the Dodgers, against Clayton Kershaw, and it went right down the left field line, batting right-handed.
Well, it was the only fastball he saw in the count. He hit it out with 2 strikes, and it wasn't a mistake from Maeda. It was right where he wanted to throw it.
And that is right to Turner. 1 away.
Take a look at the home run from Adrianza back in the second inning. This is a 2-strike count. Look at the target from Ruiz, and that fastball was right where they wanted it, and he just simply beat the scout report. It does make you shake your head.
Not this time, though. He is now 1 for 2, and here is Jarrett Parker, the pinch hitter for Josh Osich. Osich, the first Giants pitcher to keep the Dodgers off the scoreboard tonight. Dodgers got 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. And the curveball. It's 0-1.
Hasn't thrown it, that big slow curveball on the first pitch, as much tonight as we saw him in the previous 2 starts he's had against the Giants. But we've yet to see anybody swing at it. It's just such a great pitch to take strike 1 with.
And the high fastball. 0-2. Jake Peavy getting ready in the Giants bullpen. Here's Jake with Mark Gardner, the Giants bullpen coach. Very high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Giants will be home on Tuesday. The Colorado Rockies will be in town, the final homestand of the year, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then the Dodgers will come in for the final weekend, starting a week from Friday. And it's off the outside. I saw some scenarios today in terms of with the Giants, Mets, and Cardinals started the day in a 3-way tie for the 2 wild card spots. What the tiebreakers would be and what the playoffs would be to determine which 2 teams would make it. And that is all for Jarrett Parker. 6th strikeout for Maeda. And here comes Denard Span, who has walked and scored a run and flied out to left center. So it's a little, you need probably several weeks in a major university of classes before you could actually figure out all the different combinations of things that could determine who's the top seed and all that kind of stuff. There is one thing that I did figure out, though. Right now, because of the various tiebreakers, which has to do with head-to-head series.
Yes.
Between the Giants and the Mets and Cardinals and against each other and all that kind of stuff. That is up the middle, base hit. The Giants would be Team C. Denard Span's first hit of the game, and Angel Pagan will come up. So the Cardinals or the Mets would be Team A, and the other one would be Team B. There would be a game on a Monday, playoff game, between teams A and B.
Is this if the season finished and they all had the same record?
If this is a 3-way tie,
okay,
as it is at the moment as the day started. Teams A and B would play a game on Monday, and then the loser would come to San Francisco to play the next day, and the winner of that game would be the second wild card team to play the team that won on Monday. And of course, then those two teams would have the wild card playoff.
Of course.
So that's ostensibly the way it is. But if you happen to be, through all of the tiebreakers and whatnot, declared Team A, you have an option. You don't have to play that game on the Monday. You could say, I want to be Team C, and let the other two teams play, and I'll sit it out and play the loser of that on Tuesday.
So if the Mets were to win it, they finish their season in Philadelphia.
If they're Team A,
yeah. So that's, well, then they would say, oh, we don't. They could just drive into New York and say, you know, we'll assume the role of Team C.
Yeah, we'll wait. Let the Giants and the Cardinals play,
and they could bypass all that travel.
And that's ball one to Angel Pagan. That's if they're Team A. Anyway, it gets very complicated because they're trying to give some rewards to the team that wins all the tiebreakers and gets to be Team A. So Team A at least gets to decide what they want to do. Now, there's one school of thought that says, well, you want to play that first game because if you lose, you still get another shot the next day. If you wait until the Tuesday, you only get that one shot. I kind of feel like sitting out the day and playing the loser of the other game, which has to travel, that would be my scenario too.
Yeah, I think that would be the way to go, especially if you had the ability to throw your ace in that game, which all three teams have an ace.
And theoretically, all three of them would have that ace ready to go on the Monday. Well, the team that loses on Monday will have already thrown their ace Monday and face Team C on Tuesday, who will go with its ace, but they'll have used their ace already. 3-1 now to Pagan. So I just saw this stuff today, and it kind of boggles the mind.
But you know that when you study it and you read it about 23 times, it starts to really make sense. I think it's a good system, and I'm serious about that.
Well, I mean, you could have some kind of a. You just don't want it to go on forever. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, it's a logistical nightmare for a director of travel, Brett Alexander, who is the director of travel for the Giants. He spent a lot of time on the phone these days because as a director of travel, you have to figure out flight times, hotels. You have to get all your coordinates in line.
Get some buses to transport the team from the airport to the hotel, from the hotel to the ballpark.
But you're not talking about a normal entourage. When you get to the playoffs, it usually swells with more members of your organization going, members of your team's family. And to go from literally one day in one city, and then possibly have to go to another city for one day, and then on the next day come back and start the playoffs.
Runner goes, Pagan, left center field. Kendrick, he's got it. One hit, one left to the last of the fifth. It is 8-2 LA.
AT&T for the end of the regular season, play September 30th through October 2nd. Saturday, it's Star Wars Day. The first 20,000 will receive a Star Wars t-shirt, and on Sunday, it's Fan Appreciation Day. Prizes will be given out throughout the game, and one lucky fan will drive home in a 2016 Toyota Prius. Tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets.
8-2, the Dodgers lead the Giants as we go to the last half of the 5th inning. And a pitching change for the Giants. Jake Peavy comes in, but it's time for a change. Think speedy oil change and auto service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
The numbers for Peavy. It's the 10th time that he's come out of the bullpen, and he really has done a nice job. Peavy, you'll see a high 80s fastball with sink from that low 3/4 release. Two types of breaking ball and changeup.
Chooch Ruiz, as they used to call him in Philly. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to him. Ruiz has hit 2 singles. Jarrett Parker now in left field for the Giants. Pagan has been taken out as part of a double switch. So Peavy is in the number 2 spot where Pagan had been. Pagan made the final out in the first half of this inning. Nunez. And Ruiz is out, 1 away. Jake Peavy in the game now. Before the game, he and Jeff Samardzija made the trip up to, really, the pilgrimage up to the Vin Scully press box to see the man himself, Vin Scully. Samardzija on the left, Peavy on the right. In the background, Vinny's lovely wife, Sandy, who is at most home games with her husband. Vin Scully in his 67th year as Dodger broadcaster, starting in 1950. Here is Kike Hernandez, and it's ball 1 off the inside. There's Vinny and his wife right behind him. And that's a foul back to the screen. You know, Vinny said that when he got the offer to broadcast the Dodger games, he had to do an interview with Branch Rickey. Red Barber was the lead broadcaster, and he wanted Vin Scully. He thought having a young guy would be the perfect way to go. Ernie Harwell, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, had left. He had an opportunity to go to the Giants and left to work with Russ Hodges at the Polo Grounds to do the Giants games. So they needed a replacement. And Vinny got an option for 1 month to go to spring training with the ball club. That was his initial contract.
1 month?
And if it went well during spring training, then they could take up the option and keep him to start the regular season.
And 67 years later.
And that's in the dirt.
Well, it has been a remarkable career in so many ways, but when you think about him just as an ambassador and all the people that he brought to the game of baseball in his 67 years of announcing baseball, I mean, he has had a profound impact on this game, and in such a positive way.
Well, he was there the night that Bobby Thompson, or really the afternoon that Bobby Thompson hit the fabled home run that won the Giants the pennant in 1951. The Giants, as Kike Hernandez draws a walk, the Giants were 13.5 games behind in the middle of a doubleheader in August with only 44 games left to play. 13.5. And they came back and tied the Dodgers by the last day, and it set up a best-of-3 playoff. And now the Dodgers are going to
number 60, Andrew Toles.
Going to bring up Andrew Toles as a pinch hitter for Charlie Culberson. Bruce Bochy also made the trip up to see Vinny before the game. And Boch said that he just wanted to pay his respects. Have another. He said he used to see Vinny a lot in the old clubhouse, which was a lot easier to get to than the new clubhouse, which is way down the right field line where the manager's office is. And he said it was great as always. Talking to Vinny, he said they talked about 1996 when Bochy's Padres and the Dodgers ended up in the final weekend, and the Padres overtook the Dodgers that final weekend. And so Boch said, you know, I always kind of remember that one, Vin. And Well, Vin had about 5 stories that went with that.
See, that's the thing that's truly amazing about him. His recall is total. He remembers so many things about every given situation.
Toles drives that one over the head and out of the reach of Parker. Hernandez rounding third. The relay throw misses its mark, and it is 9-2 Dodgers. A double for Andrew Toles.
Another good at bat from Andrew Toles, the rookie. I mean, he really has torched the Giants. And one thing they found out about this guy is he can hit the fastball. And he'll hit it the opposite way. And another example of a carry that's in this ballpark tonight. Parker, who was playing a medium depth, really not showing Toles a lot of respect to left field, pays the price. So a 1-out double and an RBI.
Kenta Maeda is due up, but Andre Ethier is going to come up instead. Kenta Maeda has thrown 87 pitches in 5 innings, so Dave Roberts decides that's enough.
Infielder number 16, Andre Ethier.
Andre Ethier, who got injured during spring training. That is Urias, the young left-hander in the Dodger bullpen. So here is Ethier, who was on the disabled list for most of this season. A run is in, a runner at second, 1 out. And that's a called strike. But Bruce Bochy, when Vinny had all these stories as they talked about games they remembered and big moments and whatnot in which they were both involved. And he finally said to Vinny, he says, you know, for an 88-year-old guy, you've got a pretty good memory. And Vinny said, well, now it's something needs to sort of jog the memory. And you mentioned 1996, those games, and that somehow jogs my memory, and then I remember those kind of things. 0-2 the count to Andre Ethier.
But something will happen, you know, in the world of baseball every day. Something that's topical that happened, you know, in Boston or wherever around the league, and you'll mention that, and it'll trigger another story from 1956 or 1964, and then he goes into the story, and it's just like he lived it yesterday. Stories are priceless.
0-2 the count to Ethier. And Peavy down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodgers with a 9-2 lead. We're only in the 5th inning. Giants starter Matt Moore lasted only 1 inning plus, and touched up for 6 runs on 7 hits while getting only 3 outs, and actually retiring only 2 batters. 2-2 now to Ethier. Kendrick, the leadoff man, is on deck. The Dodgers will stay here for the weekend after the Giants depart. The Colorado Rockies come in tomorrow night for a 4-game series. And Friday night will be the big Vin Scully night celebration here with pregame ceremonies. Brandon Belt, and he'll take it himself. Ethier just jogging up the line. Over to third goes Toles. 2 down. And now Kendrick. But the final game for Vin Scully will be in San Francisco a week from Sunday. He'll come up for the entire series. And why not? Why shouldn't it be the Giants and Dodgers for Vin Scully, who also has been on both sides of that rivalry. From the time he was about 8.5 years old, he was a Giants fan. Although even that has a story. Vinny was 8 years old. He was walking home from school, and he said he passed a laundry that had the score out front of that day's World Series game. The Giants were playing the Yankees, and the final score was Yankees 18, Giants 4. And Vinny, as an 8-year-old, said, I feel so bad that they lost by so many runs. And of course, he lived in that part of New York City, not far from where the Giants played. So he sort of adopted the Giants. They were his team. That was the first team that he really started thinking about in a baseball sense, and started rooting for.
Well, and they had his favorite player. Mel Ott. He liked Mel Ott because Mel Ott was left-handed. Scully left-handed.
Well, Vinny was in the CYO, Catholic Youth Organization, the Police Athletic League. And as a kid, as that one goes right to panic, the games would start at 3:15. He'd leave school and go to the Polo Grounds and see the game for free every day. And so he did. There's a little more to that story. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Buster Posey coming up. Giants-Dodgers rivalry in New York. In the olden days, they tell me that John McGraw would bring the Giants over to Brooklyn in horse-drawn carriages. And the people in Brooklyn, the real fans, would throw things down on top of them. That's the way it was in the old days. Vin Scully. And of course, when he passed that laundry, that World Series game, which he said made him a Giants fan, and he was 8 years old. That was 1936. And he told that story in the air earlier this season. And a fan went back and looked up the date of that 18-4 game. So yeah, pretty easy to find.
Yeah. With
a score like that is Julio Urias, the new pitcher. Turner knocked it down. Posey not moving well, and he is thrown out at first. One away. Urias in to pitch when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Take a look at the numbers for Julio Urias. 5-2 with a 3.50 ERA. But look at the strikeouts. 78 strikeouts in 72 innings. And the Dodgers were criticized at first when they brought this kid up because he's a baby. But he handled it well, and he's going to be a starter at some point in his career. He's got a low to mid-90s and even sometimes high 90s fastball. Big curveball, it's a good one, a hard slider and a sinker, or in a changeup rather.
So Toles now in left, and Kendrick moves from left to second base. 1-1 to Hunter Pence, who has struck out and grounded out. 9-2, the Dodgers lead the Giants. 1-2 now. But Vinny told the story about becoming a baseball fan and a Giants fan at the same time on a telecast earlier this year. And a fan looked up that 18-4 score and said, hey, maybe this is interesting to you. The date of your last game in San Francisco will be October the 2nd. That was the day 80 years ago that the Yankees beat the Giants 18-4. Up the middle and off the glove of Kendrick. And I don't think he was going to throw out Hunter Pence anyway, who was running hard. So Pence gets his first hit of the game. Fourth hit for the Giants. When Vinny goes full circle, 80 years after becoming a baseball fan and a Giants fan, October the 2nd, 1936, he'll do his final game, a Giants-Dodger game at the home of the Giants, 80 years to the day later. And we will be carrying the third inning of that game, his broadcast, right here on CSN. So you'll be able to get a bit of Vinny's final telecast from San Francisco right here on CSN on that game a week from Sunday. One out. Pence at first. Brandon Belt has struck out, lined out to center. One ball, one strike. Ty Block, a left-hander, is warming up in the Giants bullpen now. They've got the overshift out for Belt. Nobody's at third base. That's hit well down the right field line. Off the base of the wall in front of the bullpen. Pence rounding third, being waved home. The relay home by Turner, way offline. Pence scores on a Brandon Belt double. It is 9-3 LA.
All started with a one-out double. Let's take a look at the flight of the ball. A little top spinner. If he had backspin on this thing, it would have been out of here. And only the top spin kept that ball in the ballpark. It was hit well.
So now Eduardo Nunez will come up. A run home for the Giants. Nunez has struck out and walked. It all started with the Brandon Belt double at a time when we weren't talking about this game at all, but telling Vin Scully stories. Talking about the old days when the Giants and Dodgers played in New York and Brooklyn. Little did we know that the storyline would change so dramatically. All right, now you know what's deep down in the back of our minds.
But it really is like having the access to an encyclopedia of baseball. And when he tells the stories, they're so complete because he'll tell you how the ballpark was playing that day, who the umpire was, what was the mood of the team going into that particular day. I mean, what he remembers about those moments is so intricate and detailed. And of course, I mean, he tells a story like no other man can.
He's a master storyteller, and this is a storyteller's game. I told him yesterday that I watched him work that 49ers NFC Championship game, 1982, the one with Montana to Dwight Clark.
The catch.
The catch. And I thought it was the greatest performance by a play-by-play announcer that I'd ever witnessed in an NFL game. But it was the last NFL game that he ever did. And he said he really did the NFL because he was afraid that he'd been doing baseball for so long that he might start doing it just by rote, is the way he put it. But he thought maybe a new challenge would be invigorating for him. And that game, if you ever have a chance to see a tape of that game, he was on top of everything. He knew who everybody was on a play before they even caught the ball or before anything even happened. Nobody was more prepared and on top of the game than he was in that one. And when I asked him about it, he also remembered, he said that, you know, the amazing thing about that wasn't just 10 seconds left on the clock. Clark makes the great catch and they go ahead and the game's over. The Cowboys got the ball and they still had some time to go down the field. So it was a very dramatic game. But he got home after the game and he told his family, he says, that's it. It's a perfect game on which to go out. My football broadcasting career is over. And the next year he moved over to NBC. He had been at CBS. He moved to NBC to become the voice of the game of the week, baseball.
He did golf beautifully.
Two balls and a strike, and Ruiz out to speak to Urias. A run in. Joe Panic, who has grounded out and flied out deep to right. His was the ball on which Puig made the almost unbelievable catch, leaping, running full out toward the wall, and then leaping to make this spectacular catch. Belt leads away from second, and Urias is set. He looks at Belt. And right to the shortstop, Seager. The Giants get the one. It's 9-3 LA. With Seager coming up as we come to you from the Vin Scully press box in LA.
Brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Dodgers on top of the Giants by a score of 9-3. And there's a new pitcher for the Giants. It is going to be one of the 6 left-handers they have in that bullpen, and it's going to be rookie Ty Blach. This is what he did in Sacramento. I mean, he had a fantastic year, 14-7 with a 3.43 ERA. Got a chance to see him make his major league debut in Colorado in Coors Field, where he's from. He's from the Denver area, and really dealt that particular day with 3 strong innings. When you take your bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that's low 90s, a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And here's a young left-hander that really has gotten stronger. He's got more velocity on the fastball. He's got a real nice touch and feel with all 4 pitches. You'll see him corner pitch. And he is in the mix for next year. I mean, you talk to everybody in the Giants baseball operations, and they really have high plans for this kid.
Several changes for the Giants. We'll start with Gregor Blanco now in right field. Kelby Tomlinson is the new third baseman, and Trevor Brown is now catching. And the new pitcher, of course, is you were talking about, Mike, Ty Blach. Corey Seager will head to the plate, having gone 2 for 3 in this game. And now Bruce Bochy's coming out. The Dodgers with Seager coming up, but the umpires were taking a look at the batting orders and trying to figure out if they had all of this right. So the plate umpire Manny Gonzalez with the lineup card that the Giants brought out to home plate before the game. And now Dave Roberts has come out.
Well, he's saying, hey, I had them where they were out of order. But Bruce Bochy cleared it up. Manny Gonzalez listening very patiently to both skippers. And yes, it does have the feel of a spring training game.
Ty Blach, we saw him in the spring. Way inside, ball 1. He made his debut in his hometown of Denver for the Giants, and it was a very successful debut. Brandon Belt, Blach over to cover. Belt with the overhanded throw. 1 away. Seager is retired.
Blach, 25 years old, 6'2", 200-pounder. Lives in Centennial, Colorado, which is just not very far. I'm about 15 minutes away from Coors Field. And for Blach, he was a 5th-round pick by the Giants in 2012. Went to A-ball, AA, AAA. Went back to AAA this year. Backed up a solid season he had in 2015 with a really good year this year.
Justin Turner comes up against Blach. A little bit high. Blach made his debut on Labor Day, which was 16 days ago. He went 3 shutout innings against the Rockies, a game the Giants were trailing. Gregor Blanco, the new right fielder, and Turner is gone. He is now 0 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice fly. So Blach gets 2 quick outs. Adrian Gonzalez will come up. Remember, he had his mom, his sister, his girlfriend, his girlfriend's parents, his dad. So many people were there.
Coach, neighbors.
The head coach from his high school was there, and Ty Blach ended up being the first player. And this guy was sort of a legendary coach there in the Denver area in high school terms, and he had retired recently. Ty Blach ended up being the first player that he ever coached who made it to Major League Baseball.
That was pretty cool how this worked out with his debut. Would be in Denver so they could all see it, and he shined for him that day.
3 innings, 1 hit, and 1 walk allowed. Ty Blach.
The Giants are trying to figure out who's going to make the start on Sunday, which would be Johnny Cueto's normal turn. He's going to miss that start.
Although Bruce Bochy did say that the Giants have not totally given up on him starting, but they've sort of resigned themselves to the likelihood that he won't be able to start.
Cueto in last night's ballgame suffered a grade 1 groin strain on his left leg, and it was confirmed on the MRI that he had today.
He said the strain was in the muscle and not the tendon, which is, I guess, better. And he said in the next couple of days they might know more as to whether he'll be able to make that start on Sunday, but he said right now it's just not likely. With the day off the Giants have next week on Monday before they open their series with Colorado Tuesday, he's hopeful that at least he'll be able to start on Tuesday. Parker, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ty Blach. Dwayne Kuiper will be returning from the radio side for the 7th inning. The Giants are trailing 9-3.
by your local Toyota dealer. Through 6 full innings of play, it's been all Dodgers tonight. Dodgers 9 runs on 12 hits, 1 run. The Giants 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. Matt Moore, the shortest outing of his career. 1 inning, he gave up 7 hits and 6 earned runs. Kenta Maeda, after a rocky first inning, he settled down and wound up going 5 good innings, just 3 hits allowed. That's where we are right now, going into the top of the 7th. 9-3 Dodgers, and here again is Dwayne Kuiper.
And the pitch to Adrianza is a call strike. Adrianza, 1 for 2. There's a call strike.
He really had the best at bat of the night for the Giants. He had a solo home run off Kenta Maeda in the 2nd inning in a 2-strike count. But that's only half the story.
Just outside.
The rest of the story is how the at bat went. They had thrown a bunch of off-speed stuff, kind of pitched it backward, throwing breaking balls and changeups, saving a fastball for the payoff pitch. Dodgers want to pitch him in on the hands. Maeda made the pitch exactly to where he wanted to throw it, and Adrianza hit it out of the ballpark.
Showed him.
He sure did. They may have to rewrite that scout report a bit.
Foul back. Twelve hits for the Dodgers, Giants with 5. For those of you still watching, thanks. The pitch. Got him.
Breaking ball for the payoff pitch, and a good one. First strikeout for Urias. Giants injuries in last night's ball game. Brandon Crawford dislocated the left pinky finger, and he is day to day, and we may see him in the next couple of days. Johnny Cueto, a bit different, a left groin strain at grade 1. It's in the muscle and not the tendon, as John Miller pointed out, and he is indeed questionable for Sunday's start.
Ty Block. I vote for Ty Block.
Well, he looked good in his outing in Denver. He looked good in his first inning tonight, and he is definitely in the mix to get that assignment on Sunday if Johnny Cueto cannot take that start in San Diego. But if you think about it, if he doesn't get that start, he gets another day rest with the scheduled off day Monday. He could pitch Tuesday, and if he pitches Tuesday, it would enable him to pitch the final game of the season.
And then Bumgarner pitches the wild card game.
And there you go.
Look, I don't want anybody to think we're getting ahead of ourselves at all, ever. But we are. One and 2. Pucker fouls it off the backstop.
It was great yesterday before the game. John Miller had got to the ballpark early, and he interviewed Vince Scully, and they filmed it. And it was supposed to be a 5-minute interview, and it wound up being about a 25-minute interview. And basically, when John was here the 3 innings, that's what he was talking about, that interview, and some of the stories that Vin had talked about. 2 Hall of Fame broadcasters.
Turner gets up and throws him out. Nice play. 2 outs.
That's a great play. He took away extra bases. Nice job at going the opposite way with the outside location from Urias, only to be denied with a beautiful defensive play. And let's watch the quickness to the backhand for Turner. And quickly gets up. He's got a very good arm. Didn't have to unload.
Hey, we saw Turner with the Mets when he was a younger player as a utility guy.
Well, he has found a home here in Los Angeles.
Here's Span. Span shoots one up the middle and a base hit. And I'm shocked that Seager didn't catch it. So Span's been on base 3 times. He's got a couple of singles.
Right back up the middle. How close was it? Well, it was pretty close. Seager's a big fella. He's 6'4" with a boarding house reach. May have even grazed the tip of his glove.
So here's Tomlinson. And Tomlinson shoots it foul.
But just to finish a final thought on a meeting between the two Hall of Famers, John Miller and Vin Scully. And John called Vin a master storyteller. And John Miller just right there. And both guys remembering stories and talking about it to one another. And the thing about the two of them when they get together is they're great audiences for the other guy.
Well, it definitely hogs the time when we get to talk to him.
We become flies on the wall.
0-1 to Tomlinson, and there's a pitch down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Puig shallow and right. The hit by Span gives the Giants 6 on the night. Not enough. In tight, 2 balls and a strike.
There'll be about a half a dozen times a year where we'll get off days on the road, and all 4 of us, John Miller, Dwayne, Dave Fleming, and myself, we will go out and have a broadcaster's dinner, and they're always 3-hour meals, and they feel like, I mean, the time flies, and it's all stories.
On the ground, and that'll end the inning. Problem though, Mike, is recently they're all the same stories. We all have to come up with some new ones.
You need better wine.
All right, thanks, Ahmed. Here it's blocked. He's going to face Yasiel Puig. Puig hit a 3-run home run in the first. First pitch is down low.
Yeah, it really was the big swing of the bat the first inning as the Dodgers put up a 5 spot against Matt Moore.
Two and 0. Here's your line score. We'll say this: Giants led at one point in this game.
Yes, they did. They led 1-0 in the first, and it looked like they were going to have a big inning.
Hit high to right.
All right, time now for our McDonald's True Stories. On this date in 2000, the Giants clinched the National League West by beating the Diamondbacks 8-7.
Murray on the move. Murray on the move. He's at the wall. And he
Robbed
makes
in,
the
got the save, and it was time to celebrate.
Enjoy this fabulous moment. The Giants have won the National League West.
Who let the dogs out? That was fun.
Here's Carlos Ruiz. He drives one to center field. It's Span. He's going to backpedal. 2 outs. Block. He's really smart. He knows just what to do to get those balls to fall short of the wall.
Well, I mean, it really is what he does. I mean, he gets the ball off the sweet spot. He takes the timing out of your at bat, and he does that by fixing up the fastball, using the changeup, 2 types of breaking ball.
He had a decent ERA in a league that's tough to have a decent ERA.
You bet.
It was 3-4 something.
PCL is not a pitcher's league. Hey, won 14 ball games at an ERA of 3.4. You're right.
Strike to Kike Hernandez.
And if you look at Block's career, I mean, 45 and 31. I mean, that's his win-loss record with an ERA right about 3.5.
Well, I know I like to play behind him because he gets the ball back and he goes.
Get it and go. Fields his position very well. Does a lot of things to help himself win. Holds runners on. Went to Creighton University.
And he got him in the inning.
I love this guy.
I do too. 9-3 Dodgers.
Back to the second inning in a 2-strike count, 2 outs. A-Ray Adrianza takes a fastball, knocks it out of the ballpark. Home run number 2. He's got 2 home runs, and both of them have been hit here in Dodger Stadium. That is our Ford Wright choice.
New pitcher for the Dodgers. We got another lefty.
So Alex Wood just activated yesterday, coming in. 1-4 in the year with a 3.99 ERA, 62 strikeouts against 19 walks. He's had 10 starts. This is his first outing out of the bullpen. First big league appearance since May 30th. First relief appearance since June of 2014. Got a little herky-jerk to his delivery. And he's a 90-ish fastball with, he'll sink and cut it. He's got a curveball and a really good changeup.
And this is hit to Kendrick, so Brown is retired for 3. And that'll bring to the plate Gorkis Hernandez.
Hitter number 66, Gorkis Hernandez.
Tell you what, Hernandez has played well in this series.
Well, you're right. He's played well enough to expect more playing time.
He's played well enough where if he chooses to come back with the Giants, he would have a shot at making this team next year. He does just about everything that a manager would want an extra outfielder to do. And it all starts out in a lot of cases with a 4th or 5th outfielder is how do you catch the ball and throw? And he does that about as good as anybody.
No, he's a plus with the glove and with the arm, with his range.
Two balls and a strike with Belt to follow. There's a high fly ball to left for Tolles. And Tolles makes the catch. And here's Belt.
Baseman number 9, Brandon Belt.
Belt struck out, lined out to center, double to right. And we're all hoping that he is going to get hot starting tonight. Out of play, and it's 0-1. All Belt would have to do, I'm not saying it's easy to do, is start to hit grounders to third, and that shift would change so much and so fast. Up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, it's a different swing. In order to take advantage of that left side of the infield, I mean, you'd have to shorten up, go that way, and you would lose your ability to hit the ball in the ballpark. So when you think of it that regard, you have to think about what Bruce Bochy wants from him.
I'm not saying do it every time.
Well, certainly in a game where they need base runners, down 6 runs, it's a good time to do it.
And a strike, 2-2.
And there are other times when you're down by 2 or 3, or up by 2 or 3, you're trying to tack one on. 1-run ball game because of his power. I mean, it's, pull the trigger like he did last night. He added on to a 1-0 ball game with a late home run, made it a 2-0 game. But I think the point you make is one that he really can't complain about the shift unless he's prepared to do something about it. And if he did alter his swing, and if he did go that way, he would soften that shift up in a hurry. There's the shift stacked up.
This is hit right into the shift. And Turner will make the play. So that's out number 3. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. tomorrow night, 6:30 pregame live. Game will start at 7 o'clock on CSN Bay Area. Jeff Samardzija will take the hill for the Giants, so join us. Every game a big game from here on out. Every game. Here's Ty Sy block as he throws a breaking ball for a strike. Yorkis Hernandez in right field. If he can get Toles out, and he's going to, and that's the first time in the history of the Giants that they've retired Toles.
Well, it seems that way.
Most popular way to follow the Giants postseason push is with MLB.com at bat. Enjoy game day live video highlights. Check out MLB.com at bat. Here's Bob Sagadin. Belt to block. Unbelievable. This kid's got a perfect game.
Well, he's a strike thrower with 4 different types of movement, 4 different speeds, and he works quick, and they don't know him.
And you see how the defense plays?
Well, that was a nice play. There was nothing easy about that ground ball from Brandon Belt's perspective.
So here's Kendrick. Kendrick, first 3 at bats, he reached. There's a strike. And then in the 5th inning, Peavy retired him on a ground ball to second. And the 0-1. Out of play, 0-2.
You'll see Ty Block use that inside corner a lot with righties. That's a big weapon of his. He's got a little natural cut to his fastball.
Outside, 2-2. Get up the middle, Adrianza. Grass slows it down, and that'll end the inning as Belt digs it out. 9th inning coming up. It's 9-3 Dodgers.
Honda, and we think Ty Block is that guy. Why is that? Well, how about 3 perfect innings? 1 strikeout there against Kike Hernandez, and he got Andrews Toles out, which we didn't think was possible. He makes Our MVP list tonight, our player of the game, brought to you by Honda. Ty Block, nice going. Rook, had a babe.
Mac Williamson is going to hit, facing J.P. Howell. And Mac Williamson a swing and a miss.
J.P. Howell, 62nd time he's come in. It's a solid body of work. 42 strikeouts at 48 and a third. He's got a high 80s fastball. He'll sink and cut, more sinks. Good changeup. Got a slider, curveball. Give you a lot of looks, but basically you're going to see sinker, cutters, changeup.
So 0-2 to Mac Williamson. In the dirt. On deck, Joe Panik. There's Joe. Williamson held up. It's 2-2. Back to the old days, like the minor leagues. On a bus after the game.
Yeah, Giants will hop on a bus and head down to San Diego, which is about an hour and 40 minutes away.
The difference is you don't have to share a seat.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The ways that we used to try to make sure we could have a seat by ourselves, unbelievable.
Fake like you're asleep.
At best.
Fake like you're sick.
You got to fake like you're asleep, but you got to be sprawled across both seats.
Yeah.
Sick is a good one. I've seen guys throw up on purpose to get a seat by themselves.
Hey, you were talking about sharing a seat on a 15-hour bus ride now.
It's not going to work. Got him. I'll tell you another one that works. Have a couple of bad meals.
That'll absolutely work.
However, it wouldn't work with you.
No.
Because you would throw up.
Yeah, that's which would give me my seat by myself. All right, you could bribe a guy. $10 is a lot of money in the minor leagues.
You're right. Take your shoes off sometimes works.
Well,
here's Panik.
Minor league buses.
I used to laugh that guys, you have to learn how to sleep. And you couldn't.
I never learned that.
But if you could, you had it made. And guys would have their feet up on chairs, and you recognize a lot of guys by their socks as Panik fouls it out of play, or their shoes. And then when their legs all over the aisles, then you got to go to the bathroom. And that's how you get on the disabled list.
It's like the Olympic high hurdle, trying to get from the second row to back to the bathroom on a bus.
You don't want to wake anybody up.
Unless you're the only guy awake. Then you want to wake everybody up.
Panik takes outside. Joe tonight is 0 for 3.
I played Key West in 1974, and when you would leave Miami and head down to Key West, 120 miles, that's a 5-hour drive. 120 miles, 5 hours. So we would be hitting that thing at 2:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. My job was to keep the bus driver awake so he wouldn't go off the bridge.
Good job. Well, the worst for us, you played in it, I did too, was the Texas League. Or some of those trips were so long they changed bus drivers in the middle of it.
Leave Jackson, Mississippi, stop off at Dallas, get another bus driver, and head on to El Paso. You're the start pitcher that day, kid. Go get him.
And Panik is out looking. 2 outs. And here's Adrianza.
No complaints, though. Somebody was paying you money to play baseball, which was kind of hard to believe.
And then you'd get on the bus or get off the bus and play.
Just roll right into the ballpark. Check into the motel after the game.
Adrianza 1 for 3. How'd your iPad work in those days?
Oh, yeah. iPad?
It was a book or a magazine. That's what it was. Assuming that the light worked above you.
No guarantee there.
No guarantees. There's a foul at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The bus in Key West, no air conditioning.
That worked. One ball and 1 strike to Ray Adrianza. Over 45,000 here tonight. And the pitch, and it's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Giants are hoping very much so that they will play another game in this park this year. It's possible. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Foot of Adrianza. 3-2.
Of an overthrow there from Howell on the breaking ball, trying to make it break a little bit too much. It's easy to get caught up in the moment. He didn't get a lot of chances to finish ball games, and that is a reward when you can get the last out of a game, especially by strikeout.
And that's hit on the ground towards the hole. Seager. Off balance throw, not in time. So Adrianza beats out an infield hit, and that's going to give Jared Parker a shot. Seager, just a little bit of a double clutch.
It's kind of an awkward angle, and Adrianza, when he's sniffing a hit, I mean, he can get down that line pretty quickly. Seager did not have a chance to set his feet.
Parker had a hit taken away from him in the 7th by Turner, and here he takes a strike. And the pitch, and there's a dribbler foul.
So 10 fish tomorrow, 11 o'clock.
Tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday.
Creatures of habit.
0-2 to Parker. And this is rolled to Kendrick, and this should do it. And that's the ball game. So the Dodgers take 2 out of 3 in this 3-game series. And tonight, this one